I'm dropping in the middle of the day because I just feel the need to comment on what happened in Minnesota. The gunning down and killing of a Democratic state representative, Melissa Hortman, and her husband, Mark. And then there's the state senator, John Hoffman, and his wife, Yvette, who are also shot multiple times and are currently undergoing surgery. It's unclear if they will make it. We need to cool down the temperature. The police are saying it appears to be politically motivated, and they've already canceled their No Kings rally because of it. There's a shelter-in-place order because there's a manhunt underway to find the attacker who is impersonating a police officer. This political violence is happening on both sides, and that is what I was arguing with Scott Jennings on my show.
Get rid of these violent tendencies, like this manifestation of anger and firebombing Tesla dealerships and
come on, January 6th. Okay, wait. Hold the phone. You cannot say it is just, you can't just say it's the left that is violent. We had an insurrection at the Capitol.
You had one bad day. And what is going on the left right now?
Hey,
vandalism.
Scott,
Luigi
you called it an
Mangione,
insurrection perpetrated by the president.
Unbelievable. I mean, the adherence to trying to keep these violent, illegal aliens in the country. The left has a problem with violence. It is in its heart right now.
There are radical extremists on both sides who are being fed red meat and blue meat by politicians and online provocateurs. That's the opposite of my mission. My mission is to give you information that makes you feel more in control, more knowledgeable, and more empowered to understand what's happening around us, rather than being afraid of it. Ever since I became an independent journalist, though, I've been getting threats, especially when my content is critical of the Trump administration. For what it's worth, I also received threats when I had reporting that was critical of the Biden administration, but I had big news organizations behind me at the time. It is extremely distressing. I'm an independent journalist, and for some reason, now I've become an even bigger target just because I don't have an institution behind me to protect me. Here are just a number of high-profile examples over the past decade. There was an assassination attempt on President Trump's life. There was an attempt to kidnap Michigan Governor Gretchen Whitmer. January 6th, then someone broke into Nancy Pelosi's house and brutally assaulted her husband. Congressman Steve Scalise was shot at while at a congressional baseball game. Over the past decade, there have been 2 times more threats made to members of Congress and their families. This is getting out of control. And the level of aggression that we're seeing on TV, like with the LA protests and the National Guards, I mean, there's a reason why I haven't really covered the story because I'm not on the ground to see it myself. I can't tell you for certain if the protests are riots or not. I can't tell you how aggressive the National Guards are. I mean, you can see it on television. There are other reporters there. But if I'm going to tell you, I want to make sure I have firsthand accounts. I've witnessed it myself. And that's why I'm going to the No Kings protest today in New York in an hour. And I'm honestly kind of worried about what's going to happen out there. You know, I'm out there on my own as an independent journalist. Is it going to be violent? Will it be calm? We really don't know yet. People are so charged up. There's this animosity running through their veins, and they are being charged up by our political system. So this is all to say, you know, right now, this assassination attempt, by the way, is coming after the Minnesota legislature passed a budget, and there was a kind of fiery standoff between the Democrats and the Republicans. There's been a power battle, and actually Minnesota Governor Tim Walz had to step in to be the tiebreaker just to pass the budget. So things are getting intense, not just because of big cultural issues at the national level, but at the state and local level. This violence, all this chaos needs to stop. And the only way to do that is to choose leaders who do not stoke the flames, to choose sources that are level-headed and honest and clear, and for us all to just treat each other better and to not look at each other as enemies because we have different points of views, and to also realize that there are a lot of unwell people out there, and the stakes are really high right now. Thanks for listening to this. Like I said, I felt like I had to drop in. It's a developing story. as I record this at 2:50 p.m. on Saturday, they may find this killer. He may be, who knows what party affiliation he'll be associated with, but clearly he's deranged, and we'll only find out what exactly set him off. But it appears to be politically motivated, and that is what it should be concerning. I just got to the No Kings March in New York City. I am on 5th and 39th, and we have an update on the suspected shooter in Minnesota. His name is Vance Boelter, 57 years old. Works in beverage and food industry and was appointed to some sort of workforce development group by Governor Tim Walz and the former Governor Dayton. He had a manifesto and it included a number of Democratic lawmakers, including Ilhan Omar, Attorney General Keith Ellison, and Senator Tina Smith. Okay, he also had his eyes on abortion clinics. So, and he had some flyers for the No Kings rally in Minnesota. Really, really dark stuff. I've got to say though, if you really want a flavor of what's going on the ground, this one seems very peaceful. Huge police presence, by the way. And, you know, I notice a lot of American flags if you look around. And I think what they're trying to counter with Trump's military parade is, you know, liberal Democrats, you know, are just as patriotic, if not more, because they don't believe in a monarchy. So yeah, it's kind of a party if you think about it. But really, you can check out my live from the event, talking to people who are here. Thanks for watching the Tara Palmeri Show. I want to thank my producer, Eric Aminate, my booker, Jane Fusco, my team of researchers and social media. That's Abby Baker, Luke Radel, and Sarah Carney. I'll be back again this week, but you can always find my reporting by going to tarapalmeri.com. That's TARAPALMERI.com, and signing up for my newsletter, The Red Letter, where you will get my exclusive reporting straight to your inbox. See you again soon.